Hello there, this is Umitencho. Back with another drawing video. I am drawing the Ronin Warriors again, only I am doing them in their base armor mode. So here is Rio. I didn't really like the initially I didn't really like the reference because the faces were very small, and so I wasn't really able to capture much detail. But I would later get that fixed with the third Ronin Warrior. So I've already got the face detail drawn. The best of my ability, I'm going ahead and drawing in the hair. In this case, for Rio, it's black, so it's just really just how much I want to put the, how dark I want it. And I am already starting to work on the neck. I did not complete, I believe, the hair. I was trying to figure out where to end it because it's supposed to go off a certain point with the shoulder. Drawing the chest armor here and some of the oblique armor, well, whatever they call it, and some of the arm here. Though, because I did use the reference that had the character much smaller than what I'm usually doing, I was at least able to get the complete body on the page, as you will see. I don't accomplish that with the last two, but you'll see later on. And one of the interesting things here was the belt on these armors. I didn't realize they had those big belt buckles, I like to call it. So in this case, he's putting one arm to the side and one arm down. I guess the right arm to the side, to the hip, and one just laying on the thigh, or back thigh or side thigh. Getting the kneecaps drawn in. One thing I noticed about these armor designs is that they're very sort of geometrical. If you look at the kneecaps, they're essentially cubes in terms of drawing. Not doing the shading. For this particular base armor, it's red and white. I think they all pretty much have white as the background base. It's usually their color code, and then the rest is white. That will change with the white fire armor, and I think that's white with a black suit. So that's going to be interesting. Won't be much shading, and that's my Rio. I believe the next character is Sage. I think of this sort of small face style, I think I like his better than Rio. I don't know what was going on with Rio face. He looked kind of, I don't know. Now initially here I did make him a bit too puffy, I think, but yeah, if I were me, I would, looking back now, I would definitely go back and maybe rework on that bottom left cheek there. But overall good. I felt like doing the hair was easier here since his hair didn't overlap or underlap with the shoulder, so I could just complete it and call it a day. I'm doing the arm here. What I'm doing is I'm taking the arm and the chest in sections, so it isn't too, that way I don't sit there and go too way out of proportion with the arm, since it's like, I don't want to make it too long or anything like that, and then I gotta sit there and redraw it because he's got spaghetti arms or something like that. Drawing the left, I guess from his perspective, his right, but I'm gonna say my left is how I'm looking at it, at least. And I am glad that I fixed the camera. It was flipped by default, and I'm glad it's no longer flipped. So just sped up, but not flipped. So people don't think I am drawing with my left arm when I'm drawing with the right arm. I mean right hand. I said arm. But here I am doing another belt buckle and the arm to the waist. In this case, both hands are near or on the belt buckle. And I got his upper half done, and of course doing the legs. Doing leg day. And I always say, if you are bad at drawing a particular aspect on the human body, the best thing you can do is just keep practicing it and you'll eventually do it. I mean, you eventually get it. whether it's the next one or the next 100. Just keep drawing, keep trying. Getting the feet. For me right now, my biggest weakness right now are definitely shoes. And I think it's with these, they're very geometrical. I don't know if that's the best way to say it, but it was definitely a struggle doing. I know Rios was a struggle initially. This one was easier, but there's definitely room for improvement here. Doing my line, oh, there goes my head poking out here. I was really going in on this line reinforcement, which is basically just darkening the lines. It also allows me to go back and fix up mistakes. In this case, I had to get the upper, I guess the thigh details. So to get that in, that's sage. I think the next one is thigh. Now this is the one when I changed it up with the reference photos I was doing for the base armor. It gave you, as I would, when I actually paid attention, you have the right side, you have, starting from the right, you had the base armor that was sort of mini size. Same thing with the transformed armor. It also had a civilian form that was to the left, and the in between, either above or below that space, it was, well, a close-up of their face. And so what I would do is I would use the close-up of the face as the detail, sort of get it more accurate looking like the character, and then I will go back to the reference for the actual armor, because the up close will only show like their neck and up. But yeah, their neck and up, and then sort of like a hybrid between the two reference photos. And then I would increase the size to proportional size. Now obviously in this case I'm not going to get all the way down to the legs, and that's just a end result of the style that I'm trying with this character. And I personally prefer this one. I like getting details in as much detail in as possible, and that mini stuff. And you gotta remember, these are character sheets from the 1990s, so it's not that hard. It's harder to draw, to reference off of. And someone had to go in and enhance these, in fact, and find these, because there are a lot of reference photos for the transformed armor, but when it comes to their base armor, there are not that many reference photos to use. Some shading in the hair here. One of the things I did change, or will change, that I would eventually change, is right around the right arm. It was meeting up with the face, and I erased that. I mean, I kind of got rid of that because it looked weird. I was just like, why is his arm just like poking out? It's got a horn on it when it doesn't. Doing the shading in, I think I would do the line reinforcement here. So I really like darkening the lines, especially on the animated characters that I have drawn. Now I have not recorded me drawing, aside from the random female one. I haven't done a recording of me drawing or attempting to draw real human faces. But if you've been on my DeviantArt, you've seen some of my past attempts at drawing human faces. I'm gonna need to get back into that. I don't think I'm gonna record the process, but that is my side. Now the next one here is Kento. I personally feel like I messed up the eyes here, that they're really off, but it is what it is. I gotta really don't start the process of slacking on the eyes. Drawing some of his headband, his hair went off the page. This is the case when I really made his head too big, and so you don't really get all that much. And I think that's what ends up happening here, is that I would make their bodies too big relative to the drawing space, and so I would get less and less of the bottom half in these drawings. So I have his upper. See how the right eye is a little more droopy, and then on top of that, in the reference photo, he's really supposed to be smiling, but I got him frowning. So I'm sorry, Kento. I'm very sorry. Getting some of the chest details. And I know I made him quite big, but I don't really mind, since he's sort of the burly that burly character that you see in anime, so I didn't mind making his chest particularly bigger than what it probably should have been. Of course, the cubicle. I guess in this case it'll be prism, because they're not equal. All sides are not equal. Some sort of prism, almost like whatever you take a Lord. Is it a rhombus? No. Oh god, good. I forgot the shape name, but no, it's not rhombus. Anyway, prism. Be shading in some detail, some more detail. Well, not shading in, but shading in the hair. I think he has the second darkest hair. I think he's like brown or also some sort of black, but I always see his hair as being something lighter than Rio's. Rio's is straight up black. I think it's some form of blue or some form of, you know, some lighter shade of black. Not gray, but I will have to go back and check. Doesn't really matter. I'm not using any color anyway. It doesn't really matter. As long as it looks natural to the character design. Drawing the hands here, doing some more details on his armor. Going through and smudging. Hopefully, well, I guess I didn't mess up the lines here, so. And that is a Kento. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and do guess I had decided to redo that again on the eye. I think I had made it too slanted, but at this point when I was drawing his face, he reminded me of Gintama for a moment, as was Killua from but from Hunter x Hunter a little bit, with the sort of wild, unkept hair. And I think this is the case where I messed up the ear. I made it too small, but of course I came in and fixed it. And there's a little bit of hair under the ear. Here's my head poking out again. And now I got the neck. I mean, got the neck going. Let's start working on the chest. And in this case, you know, like I said earlier, I made them too big. The more I progress in the style, the less and less the bottom half wasn't getting into the drawing. But I don't really plan to sort of use this style for the transformed armors, because there's so much to do with the transformed armor. I really want the challenge of trying to just incorporate all of that into one drawing. So I'll just have to see how I want to, what's the technique I want to try with this. I want to sort of something similar to how I did Eda drawing, except smaller, because I don't think I got the whole body, but I don't think the whole body was even available for me to even attempt. So something similar to Eda, like a hybrid between Rio and Eda, those two styles, in terms of trying to get the detail and getting the whole design into the drawing space. And I went ahead and decided to just reinforce the lines, because I fear that if I went ahead and shaded it in, it would disappear, and then I would be struggling to find what details to darken and reinforce. I would go back to try to redo the hand a little bit. That's one thing I would do with this particular drawing, is go back and redo the left hand from his perspective, I guess. I think I made his his left arm too small for my liking. But there's our Rowen. There's our Rio with that big chin, big cheek. We'll start with this style, with the other style. This one right for the armors. Transfer armors. There's a Sage, our Sai is my favorite of this session, Kento, and Rowen. I will see you all later Comment down below if you have anything to say. Please like the video, please subscribe, and look at the video details for my other social media. Have a great, wonderful day.